Hey guys, Raymond here from Search Engine, and today we're here to talk about the new Redmi Note 12 series. Again. Yes, that's right. Xiaomi have expanded their Redmi Note 12 series with 3 new devices, spearheaded by the Redmi Note 12 Pro 5G. This device was conspicuously missing when Xiaomi first debuted the Redmi Note 12 series in Malaysia, even though it did appear in other regions back in March. The Redmi Note 12 Pro 5G is actually pretty similar to the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G from the first round of launches, with the same 6.67-inch Full HD Plus Flow AMOLED display capable of a 120Hz refresh rate and a peak brightness of 900 nits. There's also a layer of Corning Gorilla Glass 5 over it for scratch resistance. The Redmi Note 12 Pro 5G also shares the same MediaTek Dimensity 1080 processor with 8GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. You'll find Android 12 out of the box with MIUI 13 skinned over it. Other similarities include stereo speakers, a 3.5mm headphone jack, a side-mounted fingerprint sensor, an IR blaster, and support for Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.2, 5G, and NFC. The key difference between the new Redmi Note 12 Pro 5G and the earlier Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G is that the former has a 50MP main camera compared to the latter's 200MP camera. That gets flanked by an 8MP ultra-wide, a 2MP macro with a 16MP front-facing camera. It also has a 5000 mAh battery with a slower 67W fast charging, which is still pretty good. Moving on to our next phone, it's the Redmi Note 12 Pro 4G, which seriously, who at Xiaomi is naming these products like what? Anyway, the Redmi Note 12 Pro 4G has a 6.67-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate, a peak brightness of 1100 nits, along with a layer of Corning Gorilla Glass 5 over it. Under the hood, it's the Qualcomm Snapdragon 732G with 8GB of RAM and 256GB of storage, but curiously it comes with Android 11 out of the box with MIUI 13 in 2023. Nevertheless, on the back, there's 4 cameras with a main 108MP camera, an 8MP ultra-wide, 2 2MP cameras for macro and depth, and a 16MP front camera for selfies. Keeping the lights on is a 5000 mAh battery with 67W fast charging, and other features include dual speakers, a 3.5mm headphone jack, IR blaster, and a fingerprint sensor on the side. Lastly, we have the Redmi Note 12S. Maybe the S here stands for small, because the Redmi Note 12S has a compact 6.43-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED display with a 90Hz refresh rate, a peak brightness of 1000 nits, and a layer of Corning Gorilla Glass 3 over it for scratch resistance. Powering it is a MediaTek Helio G96 processor with 8GB of RAM, 256GB of storage, and Android 13 out of the box, skinned with MIUI 14 over it. In the camera department, there's a 108MP camera with an 8MP ultra-wide, 2MP macro, and a 16MP selfie camera. There's dual speakers, a 3.5mm headphone jack, an IR blaster, side-mounted fingerprint sensor, and a 5000 mAh battery with 33W fast charging keeping the lights on. Together with the first 3 devices in the Redmi Note 12 family from before, that means there's now a total of 6 devices in the Redmi Note 12 series. Here's how much they all cost. Well, that's been our rundown of the second coming of the Redmi Note 12 series. Do let us know in the comments below which one of the 6 you prefer the most. If you haven't checked out our previous videos on the first 3 Redmi Note 12 series devices, you can do so with the link in the description. This has been Raymond, signing out.